Right. All right, what's up, Mr. Ippolito and Mr. Han students? This is Mr. Ippolito,
Hello, Mr.
and this is
Han.
this is Mr. Han, and we're going to go ahead and talk about today's lesson. Now, I understand some of you were having some connectivity issues. Actually, Zoom. Mr. Han did some research, and it turns out that Zoom was having some connectivity issues today. So it was not me, it was not Mr. Han, it was not you. We're going to blame it on Zoom today. And then if Zoom continues to be an issue for us, then we'll switch over. We'll try another platform like Google Meet, yeah, or some other platform. But thank you for your patience today, and hopefully this recording will give you an opportunity to clear up whatever might have been choppy or hard to understand in the original. All right, here we go. So first of all, I want to start off by talking about, oh, and you know what, Mr. Han, I should have changed the slideshow,
Oh, you should have.
but that's okay. I'll fix it right afterwards. So I'm trying out a new grading score in Infinite Campus. Instead of M, which is worth 0 points, because of this time of this unusual time, this COVID-19 time, I'm going to go ahead and switch it to what's called weighting. So if in Infinite Campus, if you see a score called weighting, what that means is I am waiting to get the assignment from you. Everybody else turned theirs in, but I'm still waiting on you. An M for missing is worth 0 points. A weighting is worth 50%, right? So it's doesn't quite have such a horrible impact on your grade, but it still will hopefully, because the 50% is still not as good as it could be, will hopefully give you, if you do have that score, give you kind of the light the fire to get that done, or to email me and say, hey, Mr. Ippolito, how do I do this? Or to check out Google Classroom to kind of figure it out, do some problem solving. So that's what that is. During our class time today, we went over last week. We talked briefly about the Alamo. Mr. Han and I had these grand plans originally to talk about the movie with you and what did you think of the movie, but with the connectivity issues that we were having, we just decided to keep it real simple. Hey, Mr. Han, we could take a brief time out. Mr. Han, what did you think of the movie The Alamo?
Oh, I love the movie. What was it? Seen it since I was a kid, and what was it? Uh, it I think my favorite part in the movie was when Davy Crockett busts out his violin and plays it with the Mexican army that's about to, what was it, bombard the Alamo all night. That one scene, what was it? Shows a lot of humanity in an event in history that was filled with just conflict and death and all that. So yeah, that was my favorite scene in the movie.
I loved the line from that scene where I think Davy Crockett says something like, sometimes all you need is a little harmony.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Too true, too true. Yes. Well, good. I enjoyed the movie as well. I hope that all of you who watched the movie had a chance to enjoy it as well. And because of course you had the choice, you could either watch the movie and answer the discussion questions. I know some students chose to turn it into like a family movie night, which was really a lot of fun. And then your other option was to do the Alamo through your eyes. So you could still watch the movie, but instead of answering the discussion questions, or you didn't even have to watch the movie, you just research the life of one person who was at the Alamo. And I provided a bunch of links in the assignment, and then you kind of tell the story. It's kind of a creative assignment, right? You tell the story through their eyes, either through a writing or through an oral history or through a drawing or something like that. So that's what was due last night, and so that's what Mr. Han and I are going to start checking today and tomorrow, and putting those grades into Infinite Campus. Okay, communication is still key. I can't emphasize that enough. And then the Manifest Destiny Unit Exam Study Guide. We did talk about that during our time together as well, during class time, because there were a lot of questions on that. So what I am doing right now, if you look at Infinite Campus, like right at this moment, you would see that the due date for the Manifest Destiny Unit Exam Review Study Guide, that's a mouthful, is this Friday, April 3rd. It seems to me to make more sense to make the Manifest Destiny Unit Exam Review Study Guide due instead on Sunday, April 12th. The reason why is because the next day, Monday, April 13th, my birthday. Have I mentioned that enough times yet, Mr.
I
Han?
think you've mentioned it at least once in every single one of these videos we've done, and also class periods.
I know. So, since we're going to go over it Monday morning, I figured it makes sense to make the due date Sunday night so that it's fresh in your mind. I mean, not that I want you waiting until the last minute, but you now, if you want to finish it this week and then not have any work over spring break, then that's great. But I'm not going to make it due until Sunday, April 12th. Then we will go over it in class, in digital class, on Monday, April 13th, because the exam will be on Wednesday, April 13th. So just be aware of that. So the unit exam study guide, that is something that you should continue to kind of think about and keep in your consciousness. Okay. We had class today. That's just what this slide is. And then finally, this is what you're going to go and do. You are going to first read Chapter 9, Section 3, Chapter 9, Section 4 in your history textbook. I think what students are going to find, Mr. Hahn, is a lot of this is review.
Yes,
quite frankly,
it is.
right? The new thing that they're learning about, well, it's kind of new, but they're learning in 9-3, it's the Texas War for Independence and the Mexican-American War, right? And we've done, we've learned about the Alamo, we learned about the circumstances behind. We did the slideshow, the Texas War for Independence slideshow. That was in our last class, and the Mexican-American War, that was in the crash course. And then 9-4, it's the Gold Rush, California Gold Rush, and it's Pioneer Women, and it's the Mormon Trail, and I think the California missions.
Yes.
So,
and then,
yeah, so really 9-3 and 9-4, it's kind of a review of the stuff much of the stuff you have already learned, but it's always good to review. It's always good to kind of learn, kind of layer that learning, right? It's like a learning parfait, Mr. Hahn. There's some granola and then some yogurt and then a little bit more granola and
please stop, sir. You're making me hungry.
And then finally, you're going to complete the 2 Manifest Destiny Wars double bubble map. Now, I realized during class today that some students do not know what a double bubble map is. So it's probably worth, am I still sharing my screen right now, Mr. Hahn?
Yes, sir.
Probably a good idea to very briefly just kind of go over what a double bubble map is. And so essentially a double bubble map is used to compare and contrast 2 different things. So in this case, the double bubble map you can see is very slowly loading right now. But the double bubble map is going to be used to compare there we go, is going to be used to compare the Texas War for Independence here. And, oh, even my pointer is slow. All right, I'll get rid of the pointer, it's distracting. So it's used to compare the Texas Revolution, the Texas War for Independence, and the Mexican-American War. So the example that we used was which 2 countries fought. Actually, we'll use a couple of other examples here. What territory was fought over in both wars? So again, it's compare and contrast, right? So some things are going to be different, but then some things are going to be the same. So what territory was fought over in both wars, Mr. Hahn? What was like a common denominator, that land that was fought over both in the Mexican-American War and in the Texas War for Independence?
And both the wars were fought within and for the territories of, what was known as northern Mexico at the time. Now it became Texas after the War of Independence, but then that same area was where the fighting was mostly occurring. So northern Mexico, Texas area, what the modern day border, what was it, between the U.S. and Mexico today. So
absolutely. So, and if you didn't want to write all of that, you could just put Texas, or you could put northern Mexico, because it was both. So, so anyway, you're going to fill in all of these responses here. Wherever you see a blue box that says response here, you're going to fill that in, and then you will turn it in, and then we will go over it in our next class. And that is, Mr. Hahn, did I put a due date on that in Google Classroom?
I don't think we did. Let me check just to be on the safe side.
Oh no, I did. I put it's due April 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay, so it's due April 3rd, so that's good. Good. Okay, cool. All right. So going back to the agenda now, and I think actually, Mr. Hahn, I think we have gone over the agenda. Like that is we've done our thing, right?
Did we talk about the Edulastic, sir, or did I miss that?
Maybe I glossed over it really quickly. So yeah, once again, read and take notes on 9-3 and 9-4, and then you're going to take the Edulastic quiz, and then you'll do the double bubble map. So you got to do I would recommend. I guess you could do it in the other order. How am I going to know? I don't care what order you do it in. But do the Edulastic and then the double bubble map, or in the reverse order, doesn't matter. I think Edulastic only allows you to take it once though.
Well, I couldn't tell you, sir.
I
have no
think
experience with Edulastic.
I'm still brand new in Edulastic. So what I would recommend is you do the reading carefully, take the notes carefully, and then and then do the edge elastic. Don't try to blow through the edge elastic quickly, because I think it only allows you to take it once. So I could be wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm new to this whole edge elastic. Okay, Mr. Hahn, is there anything else that we are missing before my dog barks anymore?
I don't think so, sir. I think we're good.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. And I think with that, we will go ahead and we will sign off for today. So thank you to everybody who joined us. And then thank you to everybody who's watching this video here. And Mr. Hahn, anything else? Any final
No, sir.
parting words?
Wash your hands, wash your phones, and social distancing.
All right. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of your family. And we will see you on Wednesday morning. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.